Let's talk, let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Let's talk, let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Kitchen talk, let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Kitchen talk, let's talk. Conversations that cool. Kitchen talk, let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Kitchen talk, let's talk. Conversations that cool. Let's talk, let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Let's talk, let's talk. What you wanna talk about?
Hello, 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 hello. How are you?
I am doing great. And you?
I'm good. I'm good. I can't complain.
No
I'm
need it.
super
Nobody don't
excited.
listen no way.
What? Well, you're right. You're
They
right.
don't. They don't.
You're right. You're right. No, nobody really wants to listen to you complain unless they
No.
get paid for it.
Well, then they got to be getting paid a whole lot of money. They don't want to hear
Right.
otherwise. Everybody got problems these days. Everybody got issues. So we
Right.
all don't. We all got to figure it out on our own. Yeah.
Right. Right. So, welcome to Kitchen Talk CTC Conversations that Cook. I am super excited to be here. We've been trying to do this for 2 weeks now,
2 or 3, yeah.
2 weeks, almost three. Like, Helena got in the way, and then technology got in the way, and Milton almost
Almost
got in
got
the
in the
way.
way.
So, we do want to send out, positive thoughts and prayers to those affected by the two hurricanes. And when I was watching the news today, the last count of tornadoes was 38
Right.
tornadoes. Um, this tropical weather systems. Woo!
And we have another one coming by next Wednesday, so we have to be prepared for that as well.
Wow. I think I did hear that it was another one brewing.
Mm-hmm.
So just a lot of light and love and prayers and well wishes to those affected, and protection as we move through this time of the year. And when you in Florida, just kind of brace for it.
Right. All my house guests just went home, so the house is empty again.
Just kind of brace for it. Um, but we are here to talk about these taxes. Lord have mercy. It looked like we just got through with the income tax. We
Well, it's
back
that
at
time
it
again.
again.
It's
Back
back.
at it again. It just comes around. Like I feel like my birthday is twice a year now. It comes around so
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So we are here with Valencia Cain, affectionately known to me as my Auntie V. That is what I call her. She is hanging out with us tonight to give us updates as she always does. I am so appreciative to her. Her company is Jack&Dot Accounting. That is her number right there. And then this is her email, or her email address
Mm-hmm.
if you need to get in touch with her. And we'll put these back up as we go along as well. So, Auntie V.
Yes.
So, in I call it the pre-show briefing, you were telling me about the conference that you just attended. Can you tell
Yes.
us a little bit about it?
So let's start with what it looks like. This wonderful book
Woo!
shows the classes I did in Baltimore. So what it was is that the IRS offered and they sponsored a tax form this year. And they gave us 42 choices of classes, but we had to select 25 that we wanted to see. We wanted to go to, we wanted to learn something about. So in the book, they gave you every day of what each class was going to look like. So
Mm.
you had to pick out of these 42 classes which 25 you were going to do.
And how did you pick, Auntie V?
I
How did you
picked
pick them
by
25?
the clientele base. I
Mm.
picked by what I wanted to know more about that I knew something about, was not 1,000% sure about.
Mm.
I picked on those bases. I do feel like no one person knows everything, and
Mhm.
that's why education is key. We do have to have 24 hours of continuing education a year, and that has increased from 18 now to 24. So this was a part of my continuing education hours that I was required to have.
Mm.
Why and how I did it. I do some every year, but this is the largest one that I've ever done, which means
Wow.
we did 25 classes in 4 days. They were 90-minute sessions, as well as in between all of that, I was selected for two IRS roundtable discussions.
Wow.
And then that was additional, so I had to do those on my lunch hour in order to still make the classes. So I had no downtime in 4 days. You were tired enough to go straight back to the hotel and go to sleep
I
after ordering
bet.
Domino's, and that was all you can do. I prepared the book before I left home, and I packed it in my luggage the way you see it. So every day, I only took the book with the amount of classes I was going to do that day. I got back to the hotel, I took those out, I put the next day classes in,
Mm.
and they gave you enough to know. I had to print all this myself. They don't give you any of this. So you have to prepare for from emails of what they're sending you. So I kind of prepared to the best way I knew. And I did do from understanding the IRS examination letter down to what the new laws is going to be. So I went from A to Z on this.
Wow. And so they give you time to prepare before you go.
Yes.
Okay, that's great. So
Yeah.
then you were able to kind of plan out your classes and schedule
Yes.
before you
Yes.
even went
Yes.
set foot on the
Yes.
campus.
I
Oh, okay.
planned them out, what I wanted to take each day because so it looked like this, right? So you got all of these things on this page.
Oh, wow.
So when I marked them off in different colors because they were
Mhm.
duplicated some days, and I
Oh,
just had
okay.
to pick what day I was going to be able to fit in everything I wanted to do in. So I had to pick and choose, and I had to mark. So once I chose all of these, then I went back to the site and I printed the documents related to the ones I'm going to take,
Mhm.
and then I fixed the book. So I had
Okay.
something to do notes while they was doing their session. I had paper and everything right there to do my notes and figure out exactly what the new law was, what it was saying, how it was going to work, what it's going to do. And they gave you pretty much all of that. Now keep in mind, this was IRS employees, this was CEOs, this was the whole. You got the arm in arm, face to face with these people. So you got to do a lot. I also took a client's file with me because I had a file that I could not resolve, and they had people on hand to help you resolve it immediately. So I
Wow.
took a case with me. You had to pre-sign up for the case, so it was just a lot. I took the case with me. I did the case session on a Monday. By the time I got home that next Monday, that case paid out. That case was a year old, had
Wow.
never paid. But I mean, you had the choice to do all of this. So you do try to do these classes to help yourself out and to make sure you can help that client. Because to me, it's all about what that client needs and what you can do to actually help them. So by the time I was calling her to tell her, hey, ma'am, I did get the case in, and she said, ma'am, the money in the bank. It
Wow.
came already. I said, well, I just did this on Monday, and I didn't come home to that Saturday, so I was gone
Mhm.
from Sunday to Saturday.
Mhm.
And by the time I called her that Saturday, I went to the office to try to see, the status of it. And she said, "Oh no, the money's in the bank." I was like, "Oh, okay, that was good. It kind of paid out
That
fast,
worked
but
out. That worked
it
out.
worked out perfectly." It was a 2022 case, so it was an old case.
Mhm.
So it did work out for her. Now her 2023 is on hold, so we're fighting this again. So, the same person. So
Mm.
it was good to have those kind of people on staff right there. They did walk you through, help you out. They put you to the computer and they work that case with you right then. This is what we see in our system versus what you say is happening, and you got to face interact with them. So it worked.
Oh, that's great. So it
Hmm.
was all kind of services and classes and everything kind of being offered.
Everything the IRS does was there. Down to e-services is what we have an account called e-services that we could go in and you could send your transcript directly to our IRS email. So everything was there. So you and they were not in conference room. They were, you know how you just have these conference room. They just everybody outside and all these panels. They had all of that. So you had to every session that they every part of the company that they have, somebody was there for that part.
So then, Auntie V, how well, I have you to do my taxes. But if I was just kind of out there, how would you suggest I go about choosing a person to help with or to do help
Your taxes.
facilitate my taxes?
I would always recommend you do a consultation with a person. I do advise conversations first. I don't think you could help everybody. And I say that because I don't think everybody's going to be as honest as they should be in order for you to be able to help them. So if you get anybody comes to me new, have to have a conversation with me first. I do not just take your information and do it because you said that. I get on the phone with you first and I ask questions and you have to explain your life to me. If you cannot do that and I don't feel like you're telling me the truth on the phone, I decline your services.
Mm,
I'm not going to take you on because I have 9 credentials to lose by you lying.
mm,
So I can't take and I tell people all the time, all money is not good money. So I don't take on everybody. So if we cannot have a conversation over the phone, then we can't do business together because you need to be a good fit for me and I need to be a good fit for you. And I don't think everybody fits each other. So you have to find somebody that is going to be honest with you, somebody that's going to answer your questions, somebody that's going to be able to ask you questions by you telling me certain things. I got to hear that. And then I got to be able to say, okay, now, Lisa, you said this, but what about this? And if
mm-hmm,
you can't put those two together, that means you're not telling me the truth.
mm,
So we don't need to do this because I can work on you all day and you're still going to be screwed up because you didn't tell me the whole story.
mm-hmm. So even like the and no slight against the cookie cutter kind of places, like the H&R Blocks, the Hewitt Tax, is it Hewitt Tax or something
Jackson
like that?
Hewitt's.
Yes, Jackson Hewitt.
Mhm.
So just people, going in there, they're just kind of doing a just a basic, or are they doing like deep
They
dive
do
taxes?
both. I
Okay.
worked for Block for a lot of years. I taught for them. I did taxes for them, and I managed an office for them.
Oh, okay.
They do
Yeah, I
both.
do remember that.
They do both. But what it is that when you go into a place like that, when you were coming into us like that, whatever you had in hand is what we dealt with. We didn't go beyond and ask additional questions. If you didn't
Mm,
give it to us, that was your fault. We didn't take the blame for that. You know your life better than we did.
mm-hmm.
They are too fast paced to walk you through a whole path when you know what your life really is.
Mm-hmm.
You got to come in there with all the documents. You know you own a house. You can claim that mortgage interest. You don't bring it, we're not going to ask you for it. That's not what they taught us. The
Mm-hmm.
difference is with my company is that we do try to show you ways and things that you're missing or possibly missing that can generate you some additional tax revenue. So we do ask the additional questions because of that. It's not
Mm-hmm.
blocking stuff. It's not, they don't have to. You don't bring it to them, they don't ask you about it.
Mm, mm-hmm. Okay. So, but if you are a tax preparer, you do have to take some type of classes,
You do.
education or updates.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
You do. You do. Every year you do. Even if you work for H&R Block Jackson Hewitt, any of them, they do have a tax course every year that you go back into the office. And then they do what they call OJT, on the job training too. So you do so much pre before the tax office opens.
Mm,
And you try to do a few tax returns and understand what the new system look like and what the new laws is and stuff like that. But yes, everybody do have to do some type of continual education. Yeah.
oh, okay. Yeah, that never really y'all work magic. I just
It's a lot.
I love math, but yeah, nah.
And that's the biggest misconception. It has
Mhm.
nothing to do with
Do
math.
it, math. Oh,
It has to do with a law. If the tax law does not fit your life, you can't use it. The number is only generated after the law fits your after that tax law fits your life, then that law generates a number. There's no number up front. So the taxes has nothing to do with a number. Has
wow.
nothing to do with math.
I never thought about it like that.
Nothing. It has everything to do with tax laws. There are 300 or 400 tax laws generated every year, but if your life does not fit that law, you cannot use that tax benefit. If you don't have kids, you can't get earned income credit. You can't get child tax credit. Well, I said that wrong. You can get earned income credit, but let's backtrack. You cannot get child tax credit. You cannot get child care credit because that law don't fit your life because you don't have dependents. Now, people that makes under $12,000 and single can get earned income credit because they fit the law by the income that they made. So everything fits a law. Nothing to do with a number. The number only comes after the law is put in place.
Wow. Never thought about it like that. I always thought, Uncle Sam, you took this much all year. Can I
No,
have some back?
no, no. You're gonna keep taking it and it still don't have nothing to do with that math. No,
Right.
no, no. It's got something to do with what law is generated. Yeah.
And so, even keeping with that, Auntie V, this not a political show tonight. We're gonna get into that in a few weeks. But what are your thoughts of like changes that we may see? I know we haven't gotten into the changes for this year, but do you think it's gonna be vastly different between who gets in office?
Yes. Yes.
Mm,
So for the past at least 3 years, I have been saying 2023 and 2025, we were going to have a difference in tax laws. I've been saying that repeatedly over and over and over again. This is our 2025 that we're coming up to,
mm,
which means we are in an election year. If we get a Democratic president, you're going to get tax breaks that the Republicans are not going to give you. Now, the Republican will give the Republicans additional tax breaks that the Democrats are not going to benefit from.
mm.
So everybody, my suggestion is not being a political show. Everybody go vote for
Please go.
somebody. For somebody.
Yes.
Just put your ID in that system and your pin to it for somebody.
Yes. Go
You
vote.
choose who your somebody is. You choose that.
Yeah.
But put somebody on the paper. But yes, if you get a Democratic president, your child tax credit for your newborn babies are going to be $6,000. That's what she wanted to give you, as well as a lot of other credits are going to come for the middle class people. That's
Hmm.
what is projected to give. Now, will you make all that? You won't know none of that until the person is elected and wherever we go. But yeah, it is going to be a difference depending on who gets in on either side of the fence. We're going to see
Mm.
some ups and downs on both sides.
Wow. All right, let's dig into what you got for us tonight.
So let's start with spams and scams.
Okay. Oh Lord. Listen up, people listening.
So spams and scams is your emails, your text messages. Um, you're getting a lot of them. Even my office is receiving a whole bunch. You're either going to get them on ID Me. If you already have an ID Me account and you get something to tell you to verify your ID Me account, it is a scam. Do not click the link because an ID Me account only has to be set up one time. The username and password does not change until you change it. So when you get that email or that text message saying, and the bad part about it is they have taken from the Internal Revenue, from the ID Me account, and duplicated exactly what theirs looked like in order for you to believe it. It is still a scam. Don't click on the link. Do not verify your ID Me account because it never needs to be verified once you set it up the first time. So do not click on any of that. It is a scam. When it comes to the beneficial ownership, when it comes to these people who started the new company and you're getting this email, if you hover over who sent it, it's going to tell you who really that is. And you're going to see that's not beneficial ownership. Now, the problem with their email is that whoever is doing this one have also incorporated FinCEN in their name because FinCEN is the website you have to go to register beneficial ownership. They have incorporated that in their name. It's going to make you believe it. But what I want you to do is scroll to the bottom of that email, and you're going to see a company called the Florida something. That's truly who that is. It's not FinCEN.
Mm.
So they're putting it in the URL to convince you that it is FinCEN site. It is not. Scroll all the way to the bottom of the email, and it's telling you exactly what company that is. So again, it is a scam. So you don't stay away from them. A lot of people is now getting them from E-Verify. E-Verify is a new thing that we had to do last year, and we had to register an account. So anybody that goes to work for any company now has to be E-Verified.
Mm.
And what that means is that you come to work for Jack and Dot. I have to put you in an E-Verify system attached to my company and say you're going to be working for me. And they run your credentials, your name, social, birthday, to verify you're working under the correct information. If I put you in the E-Verify system and your stuff comes back not matched, that means some of the information you provided to me is not true.
Mm.
So you don't have the choice anymore to fool the government because now we have to put each person in an E-Verify system. E-Verify also has a scam email going out there. Um, if you, the person, should never receive it because it only should be received by companies.
Mm.
So when you get it and it wants you to do something because you know you just got this new job, don't trust it. Don't click on it. Don't touch it. It's still scams. So those are the biggest ones that I see right now. And the other biggest one is through Social Security Administration. Don't click on any of those. Those are scams.
Wow. Wow. Okay, now you talked about the beneficial
Ownership.
ownership. What is that?
Beneficial ownership is the new Congress law that you have until January of 2025 to register your company on the beneficial ownership website, which is the FinCEN website, right? If you started a company after January of 2024, what you were in 2024, January 2024 this year, you only had 90 days to register your company on the FinCEN site, or there's a possibility of receiving a $500 fine per day. It's a Congress done, it's a Congress passed law, so it is a mandatory thing. Initially, I was very against beneficial ownership. I called, I went deep depths. I took that in this class to clearly understand what this was. When the PPP money came out and all that, and all the fake people took all the money from the real people who needed it, this is going to eliminate that. If your company is not registered in FinCEN, you probably won't get any government funds. It's going
Mm.
to be hard to get bank loans because now the banks can look at FinCEN and decide whether you're a reputable company by your registration.
Oh,
It
okay.
tells the owner the percentage of ownership that you have to that company. So they may not want to give you money if you're not registered there because you're not showing credibility. Everything now is going to be how much credibility you can show. So going to the FinCEN site and doing what you're supposed to do, just be careful of the letters that you're getting about it because FinCEN is not sending letters. They don't know to send a letter to you because you haven't registered.
Right.
So if you get a letter and you know you haven't registered, it is a scam. Do not do anything with it. If you get one saying you got to pay 4, 500 or 5,000, it's a scam. If you've never registered, you're not on FinCEN list. How do they know you exist? You got to put yourself out there first.
Do you have to if you're a nonprofit, do you have to register on
No,
that too?
not on
Okay.
not on a nonprofit. No,
Oh, okay.
no. A lot of Schedule C filers do not have to do it, a lot of self employed people. But FinCEN site does have a page, a piece where you could go to, put your information, and it would tell you whether or not you're required to register or not.
Mm.
So you can go straight to the FinCEN site and it'll tell you just that. But you got to keep in mind, January is around the corner. All those businesses that was in place before January 2024, you have to be on that site by January 2025,
25.
or else the fines will start to come, because now the Internal Revenue is going to report to FinCEN and say, we're getting tax returns on these people and
Mm.
they're not registered with you, because it's a Congress passed thing, not government to government. They're now going to talk, but they're not going to talk to January 2025.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah. So it's going to give you time to actually decide whether you're going to follow these people rules or not. You want to follow them.
You want to follow the rules, get in trouble.
And it's free to do. It doesn't cost you anything to do it. So doing it is just within your benefit of
Hmm.
doing it. Yeah.
And there's no annual fee or
No,
anything or
no,
nothing.
nothing. One time it took me 15 minutes to do it. The hardest part for me was to upload my ID, because
Mm.
I don't play with my phone. I don't do that. I do everything from a computer because that's the only way I know. And I
Hmm.
had to save it and upload. That was the hardest part, but literally, that was it. It took less than 15 minutes to do.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool beans. Cool beans.
So
And
it's,
and so what is the benefit of it, or it's actually a law that you have to
it
do
is
it?
a law. It's a
Okay.
Congress passed law. So
Okay.
it is truly a law now.
Okay.
So benefit to me is making you a credible company, making people know you truly exist, showing who you are as the owner. Because what we found is that, let's say, Lisa, you started a company with one of your friends,
Hmm.
right? But all the paperwork is in your name. But the friend is the one who filed in the company. So the IRS is saying, wait a minute, Miss
Mm.
Moore over here is filing this company as hers, but all the documents that was registered is it for a different person's name. Who truly owns this company?
Mm.
It's going to eliminate all of that.
Okay.
If it's yours, and if you didn't put the friend name on there at the beginning, she doesn't have a company. Only you have it. You chose her to be a partner. We don't know how you chose her to do that when you didn't put her on the paperwork.
In the paperwork. Okay.
Yeah, so that's what they are, because it asks you what percentage of the company you own. You gonna try to add this friend who don't own nothing because she's not on anything.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's gonna eliminate, and it's gonna eliminate people stealing your identity, stealing your company information, and stealing stuff like that, because your ID is attached now. Somebody go out there and apply for something under your company name. They say send me a picture of the ID. It don't match what's on the ID. Now they got somebody they could go after.
Mm.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Good, good, good.
Let's see where to go to.
What's next, Auntie V?
Let's go to 1099K.
All right.
And I'm gonna flip some pages to talk to y'all about this. So 1099K was one of those things that merchant accounts, Cash App accounts, um, people that pay you that you did some work for, and they send you a 1099 to show that they paid you some money because they want to write it off on their taxes. And here we go, right? We know, and we talked about last year, that the government was cracking down on the 1099, and they took it from the 20,000 to the 200 transactions to the $600. It wiped out again. They couldn't do nothing with it. We came back again this year. It wiped out again. They couldn't do nothing with it.
Wow.
But they're bringing it back. But because they have thought through what it should look like, how they're going to catch you, how they're going to get you, they got to figure out where they're missing this claimable income at, because people are not claiming all the income they have. So the government is not benefiting from it. And the only thing I feel like they care about is how they can benefit from your money. So here's your 1099K. People, if you have a business account that you are operating a business from and you're receiving revenue of any amount, make sure that the company name and the EIN number matches. If you have an account that you like, let's take your Cash App account. A lot of people use that for business, right?
Mm-hmm.
If your Cash App account is in your personal name and under your personal social security number, it's not a business account. I don't care because you're doing business. When it's time to file it on your taxes, it has to go under you, the person. You will not be able to use any deductions because it's not business money, it's personal money.
Oh.
Now, if you are in a beauty salon and you're doing the swiping with the square and all of those wonderful things,
Mm-hmm.
if that account is not in the company name and the company EIN, you can't use none of the deductions, no products, no nothing as a write off because it's not a business account. So, my suggestion to everybody who have these square accounts and these block accounts and all of these things, go on your account, but do not go on there on your phone on the app. Log in on a computer.
Mm.
I just helped a girl do this last year. Log in on a computer, verify your company name is there and your company EIN number is there. Because what I see a lot of times is that you have your name and an EIN. Well, hell, that don't match. That's not what the IRS have on file for you. If they gave you an EIN, you gave them a company name. They have to do this. If they
Mm.
doing this, I can't do nothing with it. You stuck until you can fix that. I'm not gonna file it because when I file it, it's gonna be incorrectly, and the IRS is gonna write you and say you did not claim this income. You're gonna say yes, I did over here on my business. It says not business money. It's up
Mm.
under a person's name. It's not a business. It's up on a person's social. They it don't
That's
match.
not a business.
It's not a
Mm-hmm.
business. So if you know you're running that beauty salon, that car wash, you're doing this square, you're doing block, you're doing all this merchant account stuff, make sure the company name and the EIN number is what's on the paperwork. You when you look at your 1099, it should have the company name, the company EIN. All of that could be put on a business tax return, a self-employed tax return, a corporation tax return. We don't care wherever you want us to put it at, that's where it can go. But it has to match. If you're not matching, we cannot match it for you at the
Right.
tax office. You
Right.
got to have it pre-done before you get to us. Don't get to us and be mad because we don't want to do the fraudulent side you want us to do because you chose not to do what you're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Go back to the drawing board. Don't get mad with us for that. Apps will not let you make changes. Only a log in on a computer site will allow you to make the changes. Log into the app, it's never going to update for you.
Mm.
Log into the computer and do it. It takes about 5 minutes and it literally updates. And you can go back and reprint those documents under the right information. But if you don't do it, nothing we can do for you. When it comes to um, the new number is going to be the threshold is not going to be it was going to be 600, now it's going to be 5,000. So you have to make at least $5,000 before they issue you a document. Anything made under that, they will not issue you a document, so you have nothing to worry about. But at the same time, make sure you got everything in order
Mm-hmm.
because you can go back and print out a settlement sheet to show you the transactions if you had need proof of income. You still have that option, but you still want the company name and EIN number to match that.
So
But
who prints out the 1099K?
the taxpayer, it's on their account.
Oh, okay.
You either gonna get it in the mail or you're gonna go online and print it. So your new threshold for next year is gonna be $5,000, right? Now, when it comes to who they're gonna be looking at, Zelle is not. going to be on that list anymore. Zelle will not be issuing 1099s at all. They have been excluded completely
Did they say
because that
why?
is bank to bank transactions. You personally sending money to your mama, your daddy, your friend, that's really a bank to bank transaction. The cash apps and stuff is not a bank to bank transaction because from your bank account, from your Zelle to that Zelle, you sending it from this bank to that bank. So
Oh,
they sued and they got excluded because they felt like they were not a part of payments when it came to business transactions. They're not. But Venmo, eBay, Ticketmaster, PayPal, Airbnb, StubHub, and Cash App will be on the list.
PayPal.
On the list, yes, ma'am. PayPal is a merchant account.
Yeah.
Nothing that was transferred from bank to bank in Zelle will be issued. Nothing at all. The other thing is that a lot of people have been thinking that charitable contributions are going to get a 1099. They're not. They have been excluded completely. They got one year. It did not work for the government. They excluded that completely, and they are still out. So they will not be getting a 1099. What you parents got to be aware of is whether or not your children are now going to be receiving 1099Ks based on what they're doing. You have to look. A lot of kids now are selling lemonade, selling books, a whole lot of stuff. And a lot of these people are putting these accounts in their kids' names because they think they're getting over. Now they're going to issue that document to your child.
The baby's gonna have to pay taxes
Yes,
now.
ma'am.
Lord have mercy.
Yes, ma'am. Your baby going to pay some taxes. So parents, if that's how you're getting by, stop. Don't make your child responsible for something you're doing unless it's truly that child lemonade stand. If it's truly that book that child has sold, then that child could go up on their kiddie tax and do a whole different, that's a whole different set of rules. But when it comes to these 1099s, they are going to issue them to children equally as well.
Mm.
So don't think you're getting over by putting it in your child name. It's not. Recipients of that is like economy companies, gig companies. Um, they are gonna digital currency is not going to get a 1099. That means the wallets and the bitcoins and cryptocurrency, they are not going to be receiving documents like that. But all of the rest of those will be. So y'all just got to make sure that's in the right name. I
Mm.
got one case where the daughter is the account owner. The mother is in there with her. The EIN doesn't match either one of them, and they say just file it. I say, oh hell no, because who I'm attaching to, the mom or the daughter?
Right.
I talked to the mother. She said, I put my name on because I was helping her out. Huh? So you have a lot of that going on. So
Mm.
it has to be cleaned up. You just gotta
Mm-hmm.
they gotta clean up these accounts or else. Don't want nobody to help you if you're not gonna clean them up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, fix it. We're not gonna do that. Let's see. Let's talk about transcripts, personal versus business. So we all know you could go online and you could call out Internal Revenue and you can get a transcript sent. Okay. Now, here's
A
another thing, guys.
transcript.
Like a transcript, like let's say, for example, this is 2023. We're getting ready to file again, and I didn't file my taxes last year, and I don't know what companies I work for, right? If you log into your ID Me, you can pull a transcript and show you every company you work for with the income, with the whole 9 yards. It's a duplication of a
Oh.
W-2. It's in your ID Me, right?
Okay.
Well, the difference that we're finding is that people is creating two ID Me's, one for the personal life and one for the business life. You don't have to. One ID Me. When you get to the ID Me pages, they sign in. You get to click business or personal, individual or business. The same username and password is going to work. And if there's any 1099s or anything under that business name, when you click on the business one and log in, it's going to show it to you. You can log out of that, click on individual, log in, it's going to show it to you. One ID Me is going to give you both of these situations. You get to see your life and your company name shows there. Everything is, if you filed taxes under it before, it's there for you.
Cause
So
your
you,
cause your personal information is attached to your business.
that's right.
Okay.
Everything has to have a guarantor. That's you, the person. Every
Mm-hmm.
time you buy something, even you buy it in the business name, somebody got to pay the bill. They looking for that guarantor. That's you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the same thing with this. Everything that IRS is doing, they're trying to streamline and make it easier on us. So therefore, one username, one password, you can click on the individual side and get all your personal information. You can click on the business side and get all the business information. One username and password, one account. You don't have to keep up with multiple because it should not let you create multiple ID Me accounts anyway. One account is going to do it all. So
Mm.
when you don't have your information, the best way to get it, instead of reaching out to the companies that you worked for 3 years ago, create ID Me, log in, go into transcripts, and print out every year. It'll show you 2020, 2021, 2022, and you can print them out. You can look at the tax records, you can look at the tax returns on file that you've already filed before, and it shows up to 10 years of your life.
Wow.
They're making it that transparent. So if we don't have it, anybody come to me and say, I work, but I don't remember, create the ID Me first. I'll help you sit right here and do it.
You know what? When you saying this, it made me think about something.
What?
It made me think about I might have missed giving you a W-4
Well, if you had, they would have wrote you what this year,
this last year.
the year we in now, or the year before.
The income year before.
They would have wrote you already.
They would have?
Yeah,
Okay, well
yeah.
maybe I didn't.
You would have got a letter already. It don't take all that long. You'd have got a letter already.
Okay.
Missing
'Cause
income, it take them about 6 months. You'd have got that letter already.
I kind of technically have two jobs, but one of them I don't think about it. I don't think about it as a job.
We'll talk about that later. We'll figure out what
Uh,
the other.
I don't know why that just came to me when you was talking about. I was like, what? Okay.
But
Well,
you
yeah.
find a lot of people who's not keeping up with their stuff, or they moved, or they divorced, or a spouse passed away, and they just fell off the grid and didn't do anything. I've seen a lot of that in the last couple of years.
So
But
how is that? Like, how much? I'm gonna take this down. So I know this probably off the topic. Um, but how much trouble or problems do you get if you don't file your taxes or if you forget something or
okay, so let's start with not filing your taxes.
okay.
Not filing your taxes by the deadline will cost you a penalty every month that you don't file, up to 50 months.
Mm,
The most they can go is 50 months. So you haven't filed a 2022, 2023 is 12 months, 2024 is 12 months, and technically your 2022, you got 3 years. So up to 50 months worth of penalties will be applied to the debt. Taxes are deadlines are to file, not to pay.
mm,
If you owe money, the penalty is coming. Use me for an example. 2 years ago, I got so busy, I forgot to file my own company taxes.
no, Auntie V.
It was a lot going on. The building had been sold. I was trying to figure out what to do, and I forgot. Corporate taxes are due March 15th. Well, the 15th came and went. I filed my taxes on March 17th, and it cost me $250 for 2 days.
Wow.
So if that gives you an idea of how fast that penalty grows,
Yes.
very fast. They don't play very fast.
And that's
I,
even if they have to give you a refund, they take out the penalty out of your refund.
I got that $250 bill and I say, wait a minute, what happened? Oh, Nut, you did forget to file the taxes, but I didn't think it was going to hit this hard for 2 days. 48 hours cost me $250. And had I not paid it immediately, the interest was going to increase on that by the day.
Wait.
Yeah, by the day.
So being late 2 days cost you 250.
Hmm.
But then if you didn't pay the 250 right away, they gonna add some more to it for every day that you don't pay.
Yes, ma'am.
Good Lord
That's why
Jesus.
when you hear people have tax debt, they say, I never get out of it. They won't.
Because
Because
it's compounding every day.
the interest and penalties outgrow the debt they got just that fast.
JT Plumber.
You. Hey, I know I'm late. I'm real late, but
Better late than never.
y- I'm here.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm all right. How about y'all? Y'all good?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
good. Are you staying out of trouble?
I'm always staying out of trouble. You know I ain't never in no trouble. Come on now.
Well, I mean, we just don't find out about it. That don't mean you ain't in
Give y'all my Denzel laugh. All
it.
right.
Yeah.
y'all staying out of trouble. You staying out of trouble.
I
Yes,
am now. I
yes,
am.
I am.
Mm. So you know, like with short people, trouble be their middle name.
Mm.
You know what?
Pass that over.
He say that, Auntie V, because I don't get to see him as much no more. So
I'm
he
gonna skip
say,
over
we
that. I'm only 5 something too, so I'm not gonna even let him go there with me on that one.
we out here trying to become millionaires and stuff like that.
yeah. So
So
you need to talk. You need to do a personal consultation with Auntie V, so you can get your taxes done right.
all right.
Yeah. So yeah, Lisa. So yeah, the penalties and stuff just grow fast. So you just have to be careful when you get it. Like I say, I'm the perfect example. I did it. I know how it feels, and yeah, it hurt when you have to pay them penalties
Oh
on
my
top of all of
goodness.
that. It just doesn't. It's not that good for you. You
Hmm.
paying too many penalties too much. So yeah, you don't want to do that. Come around here dropping stuff. Just the only piece I need. There you go.
Hmm.
Clean vehicle.
Oh, okay.
All right,
What
people.
clean
Let's talk about
vehicle
the clean
rules?
vehicle.
Clean
So
vehicle rules.
this
Yes.
clean vehicle. So this is the issue that I have, and y'all know I'm an IRS person, but I have issues with it. Every time there is a new credit available, the credit tends to change from this year to this year, right?
Mm.
Oh yeah, it's telling
Usually,
this
the
slow.
people who benefit the most is the first year the credit comes out. This credit, opposite. You benefit more the second year the credit came out. So this year I got a lot of seniors, retired people who bought these hybrid vehicles, 60, 70, $80,000 and wanted a $7,500 credit where they
Mm.
weren't gonna get it.
Mm.
Because what nobody tells you is that anytime there's a credit, there's a set of rules to follow the credit. The main rule for this clean vehicle credit is that you have to have earned income. Retirement is not earned income.
Oh.
Mm.
Investment income is not earned income. You're not physically working for that year. You automatically is disqualified because you don't have earned income. Well,
And you don't
nobody
went out and bought that
and
hybrid.
and you went out to buy it because you were going to get a $7,500 credit. So last year, when the clean vehicle credit came out, it was, let's say, 5 pages. This year, for next year, credit is coming out, it's 25 pages
Mm.
because they found so many flaws in what they created the first time. They're trying to rectify the mistakes from year one. They're trying to fix them in year two. Now, here's the
Oh
catch
wow.
too. They did it. Let's say Lisa bought a clean vehicle this year. She no longer wanted it. She sold it to JT. She could take the credit, and now he could take it because he done bought it as a used vehicle. The first year you couldn't do that. Now you can.
So both of us would get the credit?
Yes, ma'am. The vehicle
Wow.
was in. It's in two different people's names. You had it first. Now he got it. So yeah. So the rectification now is the fixing all the flaws, all the mess that they made from the first time. They now want to fix it in year two. Well, you still have to have earned income to qualify. You could resell the vehicle, you could give it to a family member, and everybody gonna be able to take this credit, which is crazy, but it's now a law where it can actually happen. Now here's the catch 22. Anybody that buys a clean vehicle, please take the credit at the dealership. Now you could take the whole $7,500 off the sticker price at the dealership.
Mm.
Take the credit at the dealership because you're never going to get the $7,500 on a tax return. The
I will
law,
most definitely take it at the dealership.
you have to. But I'm telling you this up front. I don't care whether they call me and say, take it at the dealership. Because when you file the tax return, if you don't meet the income requirements and the other 30 requirements that's related to it, you only gonna get a portion of it. I got a cat this year that bought two. A Cadillac for 80 some thousand and one. Guess what his credit was? $383 on one car, and he got nothing on the other one.
Oh
He
wow.
was looking for his 75 time too. He can't get it. He's
So they
self-employed.
offer it to you at the take it at the
They
dealership?
have to now offer it to you. But here's the catch. When they offer it to you at the dealership, please take it at the dealership because that's the only way you're gonna guarantee to get the whole 7,500, in my opinion. It's the only way you're gonna get it. Then the dealership then has to report that VIN number to the internal revenue and say we gave the credit to Lisa at the dealership. So Lisa can't come to my office and say I want my credit for my car because the IRS gonna kick it back to me and say Lisa already got that credit.
Already
Tell her to
got it.
stop lying. She got that credit.
Okay.
So they are reporting A to B.
And they have to offer
They
it to you.
yeah, it is now an
Mhm.
offer thing. They have to offer it. Year one they didn't have to. Year two they have to offer it to you at the dealership.
Take it at the
And the
dealership.
laws related to how you're going to get that money on the tax return is just so sketchy. Just take it at the dealership.
Wow.
It's the only way you're going to guarantee to get all your money. Take it at dealership. Because when you get us, you're not going to get it all. Because something in your life is going to deter you from getting it. Let's say, for example, you got earned income, but you also got investment income. That investment income going to kick your requirement, your qualifications out the window, even though you got earned income. Because there's that many laws in place
And
for it.
they won't try to come back and get it from
No,
you in no kind of way.
no. It's
Okay.
required. You took it off the sticker price. All they got to do is report to the internal
Mm.
revenue that VIN number, received the credit already. Unless that car is sold, that VIN can't be put back in the system.
Okay.
Yeah. And you do have to put the VIN numbers in when you try to get the credit. You have to put the VIN to everything. They have to give you a paper at the dealership when you do all that. Just let them keep the paper and take it at the dealership.
Wow.
Because dealerships were trying to take the credit before you. They knew they could have. So they was kicking you out anyway. So if you take it there, you're gonna beat them to the punch anyway.
Mm.
Yeah, it's just easier. So all these retired people, don't go out and buy these cars because you think you're gonna get this $7,500. You're not. You're gonna get $0 and 0 cents.
But they can take it at
Mm.
the dealership.
But they could take it at the dealership.
Take it at the dealership.
Yeah, just take it at the dealership where you're gonna get your money for it at.
Okay.
Wow.
Pick
I
Go
need
another
ahead and
to,
seven.
knock that payment down a little bit.
right.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, right, right.
Importance of an ID
Hmm.
me account. I'm gonna hit this before we go. Please,
Okay.
please, please, everybody who don't have one, get one. ID me account is gonna save your life. It's gonna protect your identity. You do have to attach your picture ID to it. So if somebody try to apply for something in your name, they now gonna be able to look and match that ID to that ID. If that doesn't work, that's how they're gonna be able to stop a lot of stuff. It is also with those people who haven't filed taxes in years and know they should. All of your information is on the IRS website. If you create an ID Me account, you can go get the transcripts of any given year you haven't filed, and those are the best way to know how you're legally filing because anything somebody reported on you is on that transcript list on the Internal Revenue
Mm.
site. So you ain't filed in 5 years. I don't know what I should have filed. Create an ID Me account. Let's go in there and let's print what's in the ID Me. Let's print what's in the IRS site. We know we're filing legitimate documents at that point. We're not making up anything. You don't have to go back to the companies and try to figure out who I work for because you don't remember anyway. You know you had 8 jobs.
Mm.
It'll save you all of that trouble anyway. So create the ID Me account. You need it. One username, one password. It will allow you to apply for unemployment with the same username and password. It will allow you to go into your Social Security account with the same username and password. You don't have to have but one username and password for Social Security, IRS, and unemployment. It's well and needed. It's gonna protect you. Just get one. I'm forcing all
ID
my
me.
clients
And
to
where
have
do
one.
we do it? Where do we
irs.gov/ID me. And you
okay.
and it's a easy process. You do have to, and you use. I like to use a computer and a cell phone because they do work hand in hand with each other. A lot of people do everything from their phone. I'm not that swift. I can't do it, so I use both. Somebody come to me. I started on the computer, and it kicks back and forth between your cell phone and your computer, and it lets you do everything right there. That's the easiest way to do it. When it's time to scan your ID, it asks you to lean over to take a picture of it front, back, and then it put a thing up to you to say take a selfie of you, and they verify your information right then. You can get into the ID Me account. You pretty much can know anything about your life back 10 years on the Internal Revenue. It's all there for you. It'll tell you all the letters and liens. If you got an ID PIN number, it tell you that. Everything sits there for you.
Hmm.
Wow. They know your whole life anyway. Uncle Sam
But they
always
already
I,
know it, so you
I,
might as well help keep it clean.
yeah, they might. I might go in there and find out some stuff about me I didn't even know.
Well,
You
yeah.
know, that's just.
Please go get the account.
That's
You're going to need it. Please do.
Yep, that's why I Google me every now and then. Like, make sure I'm see what.
Tax laws.
Oh, Auntie V, we are out of time.
I know. So you
So
got
you
to
got
keep
to come back probably next month. Can we do
okay.
next month?
Yeah.
We'll figure
We'll do
out a
some tax
Thursday.
laws, and they'll probably have some more updates on finalizing the laws by then. Anyway,
Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh my goodness, it's a lot.
that's it, and that's just a tip. I mean, like I said, I did 25 classes in 4 days, so that's just
So I'm just glad that I have somebody like you. But I cannot imagine. But you know what? I kind of understand now a little bit why people get in trouble
yeah.
because either they are not taking the classes, they just don't know, or they really trying to scam, and it's really not a way that you could scam with all of these laws.
You
nope.
do you do scam, but you get caught too.
Yeah.
But you do scam. Now
But you
the
gotta know
scammers
you're
are
gonna
stupid.
get caught.
No,
See,
you
that's
don't.
why, and that's my thing too. Not to cut anybody off. I be wanting to go ahead and scam so I can be like a quadrillionaire, but at the same time, I like it. Just my luck. I'm gonna be the one to get caught.
You're
Yeah,
gonna get
But
caught, JT.
and you're gonna get the most time too. Yeah,
oh yeah, I understand. I
yeah,
know. I know exactly what you saying when we. I'm gonna get the most time.
yeah.
Yes.
You're gonna get the most time. But the scammers, and that's why I talked about scams first. That is big.
Yeah.
Scam, and I told you how to notify them, how to identify them. They
Yeah.
big, and the people who calling you with additional scams, it's big. My office probably get 25 scams per day,
Wow.
and that's why they make us now have to do the WISC. I had to do the WISK program that helps protect the identity, and you have to do it's a whole blueprint. So if somebody hacked my system, now I got about 80 security places in place for it, but if somebody happened to get into it, I now got to have a written plan to tell you, the taxpayer, how I'm going to protect you from this point, what my insurance is going to cover for you. Am I going to offer you some the where they give you the code and you got the protection from your Equifax and all that? I got to do all of that. I have to do all of that. I carry cyber insurance
Mm-hmm.
on everybody. I insure every client that I pay for every year to make sure. And that covers you as an identity theft victim if somebody steal your purse in the Walmart.
Wow.
My coverage that I provide for you will cover you on that.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's so real out here.
yeah.
Like, what if you just took those powers and used them for good? We could like get rid of world hunger or something.
We won't
Yeah.
use them for good because it's too much money in it for them. When they
Hmm.
doing it, they're making millions quickly. But the
I be
problem,
wondering how, like, oh, go ahead.
they don't know when to stop.
Mm.
And see, that's me. Let me go ahead and get me about 3 million real quick, and I'm gonna get up out of there. Cause
They
see,
they
I'm,
they
huh?
don't know when to stop. JT, you gonna stop?
I'm out of there. I'm telling you, gone. Pew!
They don't know when to stop, and that's why they get caught so bad. A
Mhm.
young girl here got a year in prison for every scam she pulled on a tax return. She was
Oh
20
my
years
God.
old, and she got 20 years
Mm.
at 20. She was done. She made a lot of money, but she was done.
Yeah.
Wow.
I be sometimes I wonder like how them guys that would get men and women like them ones that be doing it in Atlanta and stuff like that. They like it's real big in Atlanta for some reason, and I'm like I wonder how they keep getting away with everything.
They're not. They're really
Mm.
not. They appear to be getting away with it. So somebody do get caught. Even the scam in Tampa that they had some years back, they were taking everybody, but everybody was buying the big cars and doing all the stuff. But even in Atlanta, so many of them get caught, and the ones that want to tell will, the other ones that keep trying to do it, all they do is revamp the scam a little bit differently, and they do something different. They're not doing the same scam; they're still scamming, but they
Hmm.
revamp that same scam, change it a little bit. So the feds looking at this side, but now I'm over here doing this side.
Wow.
But they're catching. I mean, they do. They catch them
Yeah,
always.
I mean your time and your luck will run out eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But the time in jail and the time for you to lose everything you got, and by the time they take your mama house because they think you bought it and now she homeless,
Yeah.
the ramifications of it is too
Mm.
great.
Yeah. Is it worth it?
It's not worth all of that
Is it
because
worth it?
anything that they could put you attach your money to, they are taking it.
They taking it.
Yeah. Because in Jacksonville, we had it where they walked in one day and took closed every tax office this man had. He had like six. And when he got to one of them, they was already in the building.
Wow.
And there's nothing you could do. They call the landlord who own the building and they must let them in. And you don't even know they there. That happened to me at Block one time.
Mm.
I got there, the people was already in the building.
Wow.
And I'm the opening manager. And I'm scared as hell at the door. I'm backing up. You can come on
Mm.
in. We internal revenue. We the feds. Wait a minute, I ain't doing. And they told me exactly who they was looking for. She had been in there the day before, and I did. Like, wait a minute, what happened?
Wow.
Oh yeah, that's just how fast they get it too. So when they looking for
Mm.
you, they are that swift. They don't be playing. And then we take the classes, and they give us a whole dossier on these people's stuff. With the man here, five about this thing. This what y'all don't do. I was like, oh, okay,
Wow.
that's what it is. And you just you go through that stuff and you keep it because then when you think you're gonna do something wrong, you go back and look at one of them files and you be like, don't do that. Don't do that.
Nah, not the black vans.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. You be like, no, I can't be right there. Don't do that. But it happens all the time. So some of the classes I take teaches you the laws and how to break the laws. So you just got to do those versus
Wow.
being the crooked side. Because they teach you the law. They teach you the loophole to it. So every law has a loophole. They under the
Cause
loophole.
they got, I mean, I've been around some people in Atlanta, you know, and I'm talking about 19 and 20-year-old kids driving Rolls Royces and Bentleys
That's
and
right.
stuff like that. You know what I mean?
That's
And
right.
I'm like, what the heck, dude?
Yep. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
So listen, this has been Kitchen Talk CTC.
Conversations that cook.
Yes. We've been hanging out with my Auntie V telling us and getting us updated and caught up on all the taxes and dropping pearls and everything about, what Uncle Sam is up to. Um, Again, we were stressed and can't stress enough. Please go vote. Please
Yeah,
go
for one
vote.
of them.
Please.
Please go vote. Um, but Auntie V is gonna come back next month, and we'll get more information. If you have questions, hit us up on IG, Facebook, or I don't think it's not called Twitter anymore. What is it called?
Or email.
X.
X.
Hmm.
Or you can email Auntie
Yeah.
V at info jackanddots.com.
Yeah.
You can email her if you have questions or need to get some advice. She is open to helping. So listen, we're gonna be back here next week. Um, Same time, 9 o'clock. If you're watching us on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, turn on your notifications. If you're watching us on Facebook, hit the like button, subscribe button, turn on your notifications, all of that jazz so you won't miss another show. So excited to be here. Thank you, Auntie V, so much. That is Valencia Cain. That's my that is Valencia Cain. Thank you, JT Plummer, for popping in. Even though
Yes, ma'am.
we can't see you. We just see that big old steering wheel.
I'm in here.
Driving.
You be safe out there, sir.
Will do.
All right. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for joining us. We'll see you guys next week.
All right,
Goodbye.
guys.
All
Bye
right.
bye.
Bye bye bye. I'm singing now.
Let's talk, let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Let's talk, let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Kitchen talk, let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Kitchen talk, let's talk. Conversations that cool. Kitchen talk, let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Kitchen talk, let's talk. Conversations that cool. Let's talk, let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Let's talk, let's talk. What you wanna talk about?